Subscribe, please.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and I am here with something I am very excited to be here with. It is the newest game from TheGimpyGamer, Warfighter Pacific. This just released from their Kickstarter that they held a little while back. It is finally getting to everyone's hands. Well, actually, I shouldn't even say finally. It is getting to everyone's hands quick as hell. They sent it out. They put up the announcement that they were sending it out, and it was something like, I don't know, a day later, people started posting online on Facebook that theirs had already come in. I think I got mine 2 or 3 days from the time they said they had shipped it, and I'm across the country from where they're located. So it got to us very quickly. I got to give it to them. I know they worked hard to pack it out. We do appreciate all the hard work you guys have put into it. I do not have the files yet for the game. And since there's so much to cover, this first video is pretty much just going to be an overview of some of what you can find in Warfighter Pacific. And then I'm going to pick up with a short playthrough of kind of the basic game itself. And then I'm going to take and do a playthrough on the part that I've been looking forward to the most, which will be this expansion here. I'll touch on that here in a little bit. As you guys can see, I've got the game kind of laid out here. There is a whole lot of expansions thrown across the board here. This is the stuff I'll go ahead and readily admit DVG did send to me for a review copy. This and the expansions you see laid out here. I don't have all the different expansions, so I'm just going to show you guys the base game itself and then one of the add-ons, like I said. I got to say, one of the expansions that tickled me right off the bat was this one. It is a metals expansion. So let me show you guys a little what comes with this, because this is not what I was expecting. This caught me by surprise. You can see that, let's see, I go to some of the American medals because I'll know those compared to the foreign medals. They got them for all the different nations. Okay, like Medal of Honor, bam, you know, conditions to get it, and then add it. It changes the rules of the game. There's a lot of add-ons that will affect what your basic Warfighter's experience is going to be. We'll touch on that here in a minute. But you can see you've got Medal of Honor, Distinguished Service Cross, Silver Star, Bronze Star, Combat Infantry Badge, Purple Heart, and that one I was kind of tickled with because you see you've got the stickers. Where is it? It's going to be in the back somewhere. Let me find it here. Okay, yep, here we go. You've actually got stickers in here you can take and put on your soldier cards as they earn medals. So if your soldier takes and earns a Bronze Star, Silver Star, you know, whatever the hell they earn, Medal of Honor, you can take and put that medal on their card if you want to. You don't have to, you know, of course. And that just tickled me, you know, for my own military experience. So I thought I'd, you know, share some personal stuff with you guys, show you. I've actually got my own. This is the one they presented me with. I'm missing the little piece there. It's actually on my suit. This one's been in storage there for a little while, tucked away somewhere safe from the kids. And the neat part of how I got it, still got the piece of the Humvee. My brother actually went into a minefield to grab this out for me after I got blown up. It used to say Matt there, kind of rubbed off. But Nate, glad you're alive. Love you. Matt, you know, my brother's name. But he knew even then, like when I was in the hospital at that point, he's like, Nate's going to want a piece of the Humvee that he was in when it got blown up. And he was thinking rationally enough to take and get me a piece of that to take home with me. I appreciate that, brother. That's good looking out. But I think that's so neat that they have this in the game now that you can take and issue medals to your different forces. And they've got the medals for all the different countries. France, Germany, Japan, America. I forget that one off the top of my head and I should know it. But all of them that you need, all the stickers for it. So that's a cool little expansion that they've got. Now, the game itself, if you played Warfighter, you played Warfighter Pacific, okay? Because the way their games are designed is they're designed to be interchangeable. So if you wanted to take and come up with a scenario where the modern guys get sent back through time and they're fighting on Iwo Jima, you know, you can do that. Or if you want to take and have zombies invading the modern days, you can do that. You can do whatever you want. You can mix and match as much as you want. I'm going to keep mine separated for ease of storage. But I like that the game system itself all operates on the same principles. So if you do want to have that experience, you can. There's no questions about it. You have multiple different nations. I'm not going to take and open all these packs up and go through them because they all have the same basic gist, which is going to be a handful of units of whatever faction, China, United Nations, Canada, the soldiers that you can use, and then some new missions, objectives, locations, and then the weapons for that nation will be shown here, or will be in the pack as well. So if there's any specific nation that you want to roleplay as, you want to take and have that experience, just get that nation's pack. Or if you want more Americans or more Marines, then you take and go for those. They've got their own special skills and some enemy forces as well that are located in the box as well. So you can fight or play as the different forces throughout all the different countries. I don't think there's any major country that they missed on this one. Now, of course, Warfighter Pacific is going to have Marines and Japanese fighting off. So you would have to take and stick with that if you just got the base set. But I think even just the base set came with a few of the extras. Let's see. So that covers these. And this is a big one I definitely want to show you because this is new to Warfighter, and that is the vehicles. Let me grab it. Come on, get out there, card. I only open the top pack. And this now these that are set like this, the longer packs, it is not long cards. I thought it might be originally since these were vehicles, but these are not different sizes. The same size cards. It's just 2 packs are in the deck. So these actually introduce vehicles and anti-vehicle units into the game. Let's see if we can find one. Okay. So you can see here is a American Dumbo M4 Tank. Let's see what we have here. M3 tank. M2 tank. Ooh, that's an old one. I remember that from World of Tanks. Half track. Another half track. Another half track. Jeep. I think it's neat that they got Jeeps in this as well. So it's got another M3 Scout, just a truck, small truck, medical Jeep. And see, now we're getting into the different types of units. You've got Grenadiers, and these are American units, right? Or American enemy forces. So if you're playing as like Japanese or German or something like that, you could use these to expand upon your game. And they add things like sniper teams, armored Jeep, half-track vehicles, and anti-vehicle units that you can actually fight. So neat. Anti-tank gun. That is so cool that they got this stuff into it now. I am looking forward to definitely trying some of this stuff out later. Like I said, there's just so much in Warfighter Pacific. Honestly, what was that car company back in the day? Was it Edson or Edsel? One of the others. The guy, he tried to make cars, and then he ended up getting kind of like bought out and run out of town because he was putting in all the new features at once, and the other car companies got mad. That's kind of the way I'm thinking of Warfighter Pacific. It's like Dan, Sarah, and Kevin were sitting around the table going, well, I've got this neat idea. Well, I've got this neat idea. Well, I have a cool idea too. Well, let's just throw it all in the box and we'll take and give them everything. They could have spread this stuff out throughout a course of the next however many Warfighters, but they put it all in. Metals, zombies, vehicles, tanks, fortifications, airborne, anything that you want is in here. So I got to give them props for just going above and beyond when it comes to Warfighter. They didn't hold back and like, okay, we'll take and put this into the next Warfighter. I think, what is the next Warfighter coming out? PMC, I think, is the next one. And then they're talking about a fantasy, which DVG, if you're watching this, and I know you guys are going to watch this at some point, kick butt on that fantasy. I'm really looking forward to that one. I am so wanting to try that out. Here we got some of the Japanese vehicles. What is that? Type 94. Let's see. Type 95. Type 97. How many types do they have? Half track. Ooh, their half track looks better now. Another half track. A dumpy looking truck. Their trucks definitely weren't worth a damn. Recon car, which just looks like a car. Oh, cool motorcycles, man. Type 97 motor. Okay, so what's the difference between a Type 97 motorcycle and a Type 97 tank? Besides the, tank and motorcycle aspect. So you can see that's what they have in just the first deck of the 2 decks that come in this box. There's another deck that I haven't even opened yet with the vehicles, and this is vehicle pack 1. I think they have 4. I'm not sure exactly how many they have on there. I'll tell you what, I was really trying so hard because I did not want to take advantage of DVG because they're like, oh, let us know what you need to take and do a review video. I really had to restrain myself from going, everything. I haven't even opened this one yet. Like Gimpy's gal was saying, I definitely like the fact they got the Eagle Globe and Anchor right here on the cover of one of the expansions. This is Fortifications. So this adds, no, that's not Fortifications. This is the Shore Invasions. This adds the ability to do like beach landings, which of course, the Pacific, it was all beach landings. I mean, Tarawa, Iwo Jima, Guadalcanal, they were doing all that. And it looks like they've got rank in this. You can purchase this card for any soldier card with a printed value of blah, blah, blah or higher. Gain 6 XP, 6 KN. You may add any discarded support cards to your KN cards. Okay, this is cool. You can give your soldiers extra abilities by improving their rank. I was a lowly corporal. Don't hate on me for it. Getting wounded tends to ruin your promotion chances. What are these? These are action cards. Yeah, action deck. Naval support fire. Oh, that's so cool. Pay 5 XP to play this card. Of course, a lot of your action cards. We'll get into this when we play the game. If you haven't seen how Warfighter plays. Pay 5 XP to play this card. Roll a die for each reticle and soldier in one location. Cannot be the objective. 5 or less is suppress, 6 or higher is kill. That is crucial. Oh, that would be awesome to check out. Some more action cards. Landing craft, and this should be equipment. Yep, that's equipment. While a soldier is in the mission card, may only spend actions to move and remove suppress, suffer 1 wound at the start of each hostile turn. Ooh, that sucks. Definitely want to get out of the landing craft as quick as possible. What are these? More action deck, and these are generic location markers. We'll get into that when we start playing the game. Some more locations. Jungle, obviously, for the Pacific. And more missions and objectives that we have going on here. Explosive Surf. Oh, so cool. Beach landings now and Warfighter. I mean, just how awesome is that you can take and recreate some of these historical events using the Warfighter scenario. Oh, just got to say, I love that. Objective cards, another landing craft, must have just been mixed in. And some enemy shore positions, a machine gun position, gun emplacement, garrison. And see, I was reading over the rules, and they've got a lot of objectives that require destroying bunkers or destroying buildings or going after a specific document or whatever it was. So it really seems like they tried to take and expand just the usual go here, kill this many people, you win, if you don't die along the way. More machine gun defense, fortified garrison, another fortified garrison, improved positions. So cool stuff there, definitely cool stuff. I'm willing to bet that this shore invasion expansion would probably mix very well with this fortification expansion. Let's take a look at that real quick, and then I'll take and show you some of the base components that do come with the game. I gotta pop it. I thought I had popped all these already, but there's so many in the box that I guess I missed a couple of them. I saw some of the people who were unboxing theirs, and there's just like 20 friggin' expansions for the game. Now, while I'm talking about it, yes, there are a lot of expansions to the game. Do not let it throw you off. If all you want is just the core Warfighter experience, and you're worried that you might not get a full game unless you take and dump, countless dollars into expansions, you don't need to do that. You can take and just get the base game itself, get the full Warfighter experience. There's nothing that you're missing from just getting the base game itself. Now, I would suggest taking and getting some of the expansions. Stuff like medals, it's neat, not required. I would say things like vehicles would probably be one that you would definitely want to look into getting stuff like shore invasions that add a new concept to the game. The factions, not required. It's just if you want to play or want to fight against the different types of factions, then you would take and look into investing that. But like I said, you're not going to miss out on anything if you take and just get the core game itself. All right, so let's see what we got here in Fortifications. I haven't even looked at this one yet. We got just skills, fortification card, elite. Okay, those are enemies. Elite and frontline are enemies. It looks like most of these are enemies. One weapon and some equipment. Let's take and put this equipment in the back, and then objectives. Okay, so we've got objectives, enemies, and some equipment. Eliminate present machine gun pillbox. Eliminate observation post. So it's like objectives to eliminate these fortifications. Move the timer counter 1 space backwards each time you eliminate a fortification hostile. Cool, man. Cool. So these probably have a bunch of fortification hostiles that will take and be mixed into your enemy's deck, and you'll have, my guess would be elite and frontline. Yeah, so we got F for frontline, E for elite, the 2 different types that you can have. And, ooh, minefield. Been through that, not cool. Don't recommend. Infantry blockhouse, gated fence. So all these are just different types of fortifications that you can take and fight. That is so cool, man. Sniper position, machine gun pillbox, barbed wire. A lot of barbed wire. Googly moogly, a lot of barbed wire. Another machine gun post. A lot of machine gun posts. Oh, check that out. Flamethrower pillbox. That'll mess you up. Another flamethrower. Gun emplacement. Barracks. Ooh, cool. You can take out the barracks. Gated fence. And then here are some of the skills. Add 1 or 2 if you upgun it to your attack and penetration rolls against doors and structures. So these look like skills you would take and use with this deck specifically. Add 2 to your mine detector rolls. Ooh, demo charge. That's our probably weapon. Yeah, only weapon. And then we have some equipment. Breaching charge, which I thought was in some other stuff. Climbing rope, wire cutters, mine detector, black picks. So stuff to go along with the fortifications. Let's take and throw this back into the box. I have not even got a chance to organize everything yet because there is just so much to organize. Show you one other thing as far as expansions are concerned, and then we'll touch on the base game itself, and that'll probably be it for this video. And then we'll get into the gameplay itself. These are the things that I've been looking for specifically. Zombies, undead. So I can play my, what is it? Zombie Sniper 3, or I can't remember the name of the game that I love playing so much. But you guys, I'm sure some of you can, it's the sniper game where you shoot the zombies. Damn, it's going to drive me nuts. I can't remember the name of it. I know it's the third one. So these look like you can play as the German zombies with squads, MPSs, the non-player soldiers, regular soldiers themselves with the different weapons that they come equipped with. Let's see some of the enemy zombies here. Just cool little symbols. Same with their health and their range, 0 to 1. They have special stats: evil, undead, fearless, B hit +2, divinity or penetration 1, divinity 2. I don't know what divinity does into the game. They do add some different types of weapons into this, like holy water, crosses, stuff like that. So neat things, but I have not read through all the specific zombie rules yet. I'm going to do that after I get this first playthrough done. So I do. Oh, look at this. They've got Imperial Warriors. They've got zombies, samurai. That's freaking awesome. Now, what is this? 3 times 2. So does that mean that it has 6 wounds? Or you kill it once and then you have to kill it twice? Oh, I have to check that one out. See how it works. Another zombie samurai. A special forces commander with 4 arms. It looks like. Oh my God, look at that. 8. It takes 8 wounds to kill this guy. Kill again. Evil, undead, overkill, commander. Now, they do have. It has regen. They've just gone all out with this stuff. I want to see where the weapons are. Is that in the other one? Yeah, looks like it's another one. Let me grab that out. They've got a whole bunch of holy weapons. The holy hand grenade is in Warfighter now. Let's see. Holy flamethrower, blessed. My guess is that the stat lines they've added to it is the weapon has to be blessed to be able to do damage to undead. That would be my guess. Anyway, the Holy M1 SMG, Holy M1 rifle. The stats look... Actually, I think the M1 rifle has better stats than the regular M1. Because if I remember right, this is 7 and 8. Where is it? Yeah, it is. I've got one down here on the table. A regular M1 rifle has 7 and 8 at ranges 0 and 1, and this has 6 and 7. So it's actually a little bit better, and it has a little bit more ammo too. Maybe zombies are just harder to kill, so they kind of adjusted the stats. Mark 1 rifle, the Holy Hand Grenade. You gotta love it. Stem. These are the British weapons. Then we've got some Russian weapons. The SVT. Oh, that's actually one of the rifles that I use in that zombie game too. The SMG, you can use a mortar against them. Okay, that's freaking awesome. So it's all the different weapons. Oh, cool. Anti-tank rifle, but only hits on a 10 at range 0, so you want to definitely attack them at a distance. The STG-44, love that rifle. Panzer Shrek, 98K rifle. But these don't say blessed. So I'm wondering if that... Maybe the blessed stat makes it to where they do more damage to them, because these don't have that. It looks like just extra German weapon cards. Yeah, because it doesn't say blessed on any of these. Huh. I'll have to look over the zombie rules. Holy Book, holy symbol, pre-requirement clergy. There are some clergy in the game. Add 1 to your clergy power rolls. So it's like they've got spells in the game. Vial of holy water. And some more zombies. I know there was a clergy guy somewhere. I might have missed it. Okay, here we go. Chaplain Ryan, clergy. He has Divinity 16, which I don't know. Is that like mana? Magic power? We'll have to find out. 4 holy water. Weapons only blessed with LO-1. I have to look up some of that stuff. He's clergy as well. Divinity 28. Clergy as well. British clergy, Divinity 12. I wonder if all of these guys are going to be clergy. Yeah, it looks like they're all clergy. What is this? Estigiology. Spells, I'm assuming. I don't know. I have to take and look it up. Sorry, guys. I don't know all this stuff. Oh, look. Blessing. Clergy power. Divinity 2, range 0. So yeah, it's like magic. They're a little holy magic they get to use against the zombies. Okay, that's just freaking awesome. Soldiers in this location add 2 or 3 to their attack rolls until the end of the soldier turn. Limit 1 blessing in effect at a time. Expend 1 holy water. Ooh. Piercing attack. Embolden. Gain 2 extra actions. So these are like spells that are the equivalent of the action cards, giving you special abilities or reactions. When a soldier rolls any attack dice equal to or less than his weapon's reload number, reload those dice, expel, minor heal. They really went all out with this RPG-esque Warfighter experience. This is going to be so much fun to play. Beseech, smite, like they're paladins. Divine fear. Okay, so we will get into, like I said, that more specifically. I'm going to do a zombie playthrough, but that's going to be after we do our just regular playthrough to show off the game itself. So let me take and throw these back in the bag here real quick, and I'll show you a few more of the components that come with the main game. Okay, I'm grabbing out the weapon and equipment deck, and this is the base set of weapons and equipment that come with just Warfighter Pacific itself. All right, so none of the expansions. These are the weapons you're dealing with. M1919 with its tripod, M1918 machine gun, 1911 grenades, 1903 rifle, machete, SMG, grenade, shotgun, M1 carbine, satchel charge, an M2 carbine, another satchel charge. Now we get into some of the other factions weapons. Now, before we get into that, I want to hit on a drawback that I've noticed. I've got some other weapons that you guys can't see because they're located down here, already equipped to my guys, and we'll cover those when we start the playthrough itself. But one of the things that I've noticed that they switched to with the Warfighter World War II and on is they don't include multiple copies of the weapon cards, or if they do, it might be at most 2 for a popular type weapon. But generally, they just include 1 of each type of weapon. And I gotta say, for me, that's a drawback. I would rather have multiple copies of at least the base weapons, like the M1 rifle that a lot of your guys will probably end up using. Stuff like that. The submachine gun, the M1 carbine, the weapons that you're more than likely going to use at least 2 or 3 of. I like having 1 copy of the card for each one of my soldiers. Now, is it necessary? No, you don't have to have that. But for those players who are kind of like me, who are anal and do like to have all their stuff set out with each one of their guys, it is kind of necessary. Now, for me, I was able to make it work because I had the cards from Warfighter World War II, which are the same stats as these. The M1 rifles are the same. So I had a couple extra copies of those cards that I could use, but I don't want to have to mix everything together to end up making that work. So I would have liked to have seen them include extra weapon cards. I can see it both ways, right? I can see why they didn't, and then I could see reasons why they should have. There are a lot of expansions to the game. A lot of those expansions do come with more weapons. Some of them are duplicates of weapons that you already have. So if they took and had too many in the base game, they could have it to where you end up with 10 copies of the cards. So you really wouldn't need that. But for those who do have just the base game, I really would have liked to have seen them take and have 2, 3, whatever, somewhere in that range of the basic weapons that you're really going to have more use for. And also, I'm going to say the same for the equipment cards. Now, you're not going to need as much as far as the equipment, but there are a few pieces of equipment you might need extra on. You see binoculars, but here's the breaching charge, which does come in some of the expansions. A trenching tool, we got another breaching charge. Camouflage. Camouflage, I know there's plenty of these cards in the base game because I've already got 2 of those equipped down to my guys down below and another card left here. So there's plenty of those, maybe more canteens. And like I said, it's not the biggest drawback in the world. I'm not hating on them entirely for it. It's more of a quality of life nuisance that where do they find the balance in including enough in the base game to make sure people are happy, but not too many that they're wasting money if people get the expansions and they have up-teen copies of the cards. One other little niggle as far as that's concerned, and I don't even remember if I covered Warfighter World War II. There is a difference between Warfighter, the modern one, the first Warfighter they put out, and the ones that they've put out subsequently. And it goes along with that where they kind of reduce the quantity. I actually grabbed the tray that I have for Warfighter. You guys have seen some of my previous Warfighter videos. Love it, so I've played it a lot. They originally had counters for all the different types of ammo. 5.56, 9mm, 45, 50 caliber, 4.6, all the different types of ammo. So they switched in this version and all subsequent versions to just generic ammo tokens that are either, loaded or empty. And for me, I get wholeheartedly, and I'm not dinging them for the switch, because while it was cool for the modern version when they first put it out to have all the different types of ammo, for all your different cards, it was a lot more to keep track of. And I know with games like this, one of the bigger costs associated with them when it comes to production are the counters themselves. So if they went and tried to do that with this game, it would increase the cost. And I would rather them put that cost towards something else, towards extra cards, towards more expansions, more stretch goals, more everything along those lines. Definitely that, rather than taking and giving me neat counters that I don't need. Now, like I said, it's just a niggle. The one ding that I'm definitely just going to give the game thus far is the fact that they could use more weapon cards for each of the different weapons. Just that way, because most of the time when I'm playing it, I have anywhere between 2 and 5 soldiers, maybe 2 or 3, 4, player soldiers, so you really don't need more than 2 to 4, just depending of the popular weapons, to make sure you have enough for your main forces. All right, just the 1 card apiece. Same with the equipment. I get it. They're trying to balance between functional, cost savings, production, all the other different stuff, and then also between the amount of expansions people get, so they don't end up with 10 copies of the same card. Okay, just to touch on the board real quick, point out the things you get. Obviously, mounted board, 4 dice, 3 d10s, 1 d6 that you guys will see how they're going to be used in the game. Along the left side of your board is going to be where you are going to stack all your different cards, your event card, your location cards, your hostiles, your action deck, and then directly to the right, you'll start with your mission card and then go on to your objective. We'll cover that more specifically when we start part 1 and we go over what mission and objective we're going to do. Here at the top, they've got a little setup blurb. Just like every DVG game, they've got the short specifics that you do need around the edge of the board. Always definitely appreciated. You can see attack sequence, turn sequence, your attack chart, all located here on the board. You do not need to go into the rule book once you have the rules down. And if you played Warfighter before, you've already got the rules down. Another key thing they included was a chart that has all the different keywords that are associated in the game. This trifold chart has pretty much everything listed down on it. So any questions you have, there is a reference that you can take and look at now. And a couple more things to show you real quick. One of the other new inclusions that I was talking about that they have really sunk into the game is the ability to have campaigns. And they have, I do believe it's 9 different campaigns. And without getting into all the specific rules, I'll explain it. Basic gist is you'll have a set of missions, set of objectives. You'll be drawing back and forth and kind of randomly creating a set of mission and objective to do. You'll have that many points that are listed down on your mission card to take and buy your troops that are going to start out, and you'll take and use those, and they will continue on throughout the game. Cool part is they don't start with the ability to buy skills. Like normally, if you just pick a mission, you can buy skills for your troops. But if you're doing a campaign, you can't. You earn mission points that are then used to take and buy skills. So effectively, your troops level up in between the different missions that you run. And you can buy skills to make them shoot better, move better, whatever it is. So it does create kind of an RPG system that you will take and play through with all the different campaigns. We got Iwo Tarawa, I always say this, Buna Station, Macon Island, Guadalcanal, definitely awesome. Wake Island Invasion, Market Garden, Dunkirk, that's going to be awesome. They got Dunkirk and Wake Island, different time period. So plenty of different campaigns located into the game. And to go along with that, there is one of their usual cardstock sheets that you can take and scan and print off to take and keep track of your soldiers and their points and SO points or resource points and all the other different stuff. So that is the basic gist of everything you get with Warfighter. Nowhere near all inclusive. There's so much other stuff that I haven't even showed you guys yet. You'll see some more of it here in part 1 when we start touching on the game itself. I do have a mission selected. I'll show you guys that real quick. We are going to be doing a short patrol. We're going to have 45 resource points. We got 11 turns to do it. Objective is going to be 5 out and no adjustment to our loadout. Obviously going to be in the jungle. And what we are doing on this short patrol is a document search on site key player 2. So this is in site number 5, inactive, and I've got my troops laid down here at the bottom. They're picked out. We'll go over those specifically in part 1 when we start this. All right, that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick overview of everything that Warfighter Pacific really has to offer. I am definitely looking forward to playing this and showing you guys all the cool stuff that is involved with it. Really is awesome. Oh, and I mentioned it to someone on Facebook. I was not lying. I did pick your uncle actually before you even made that post. He's going to be my main character in this playthrough I'm doing. So appreciate all the service that your uncle gave to this country. Awesome. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. Y'all take care. I'll catch you in the next one.